is up, everybody? Welcome. This is your 10-minute sports report. I am your host, Captain Boring. It is Monday. It is the 5th of February, 2024. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I hope everyone's week got started really well. Thank you all for engaging with the video last week, the 10-minute sports report. Again, I do appreciate it. Go ahead and comment down below. I needed and this is just speaking to one specific person. I just need the words to be a tiny bit dumber. Just a tiny bit. I understand what you're saying based on some of the other words. I can puzzle it together. But yeah, I'm like, I took the SATs when they were 2,400. I think I got 12. Okay. Like not a strong academic candidate over here. So I appreciate what you're saying, and I do chuckle to myself. And please, be smarter. Keep using the smart language. Even on my posts, I'm only half-hearted joking here, but yeah. Sometimes you got to dumb it down for the dumb people for the dumb 30-year-old who's running a podcast from his basement. Okay. Yeah. So, but thank you for being here. But why don't you go ahead and comment down below, those of you still listening. What's your favorite sports car? Let's go with that. Yeah. So comment down below. What's your favorite sports car? And let's see where that goes. It is a bunch of all-star weekend stuff. NBA, NHL, NFL had the Pro Bowl. This should be a quick in and out. Maybe. I always say that, and then I always run over. So let's just get to it. All right, sound bites working so far. So the NFL did have its Pro Bowl over the weekend, and I will say this. The NFL redid the Pro Bowl. It used to be NFC versus AFC, two teams, and then the players would be selected, and it's all fine, kind of like the NBA All-Star game, and they would play. Okay, and they used to really hit people, and then players are like, well, I'm not going if I can, blow out my knee or get concussed or something like that. So they kind of did away with that. They did away, you weren't allowed to sack the quarterback, and, they really took the offensive and defensive line out of the game, and that's fine. And then they went to Eli versus Peyton, or they had two team captains, and they would each coach a team, and that brought a little more spice. But again, it felt like flag football. So then they just went to flag football. And they had Eli and Peyton coach the teams. And Eli and Peyton are the two most involved people. I mean, they have their own show for Monday Night Football, but they were in it. They wanted it more than any other player. So they went to flag football team, and then a bunch of skills stuff. And it all kind of, so, if you won, they play tic-tac-toe with the kickers, right? Whichever kicker won, in this case, it was Justin Tucker for the AFC. That's 3 points for the AFC, right? And then it was tug of war. They played tug of war. NFC won that, so NFC got 6 points because it was 2 rounds of tug of war, 3 points each. And then they add it all up. And then they play 4 quarters running clock flag football. And so you take the skills portion, the skills score, plus then what they did in flag football. So either way, AFC, 4th and goal, 1 second left, goes for it, down 59-64, and it was batted away in the end zone. So NFC wins it. But needless to say, because the score doesn't matter, it's just about having fun. It is finally fun, and it's fun to watch for the fans. I really enjoyed it. I was invested. I think that they nailed it. My favorite part of the NBA All-Star Weekend is not the actual game. That's dumb. My favorite is the celebrity game or of the NBA, the 3-point shootout, the dunk contest, the skills challenge. And that's basically what the NFL did. And it is fantastic. NFL perfected it. So NFC got the Pro Bowl dub. Next is Super Bowl. And then football is done for about 8 weeks. Well, maybe like 6. and then spring football starts. So football's all year round now, which is nice. But yeah, I can't believe football's almost done. I'm so heavily invested with college football. It's like, yeah. And then, NFL playoffs are still going at that time. I'm like, sweet, I can just watch football and enjoy it. And then all of a sudden football's over and done. And then I'm bored every single weekend. And there's nothing to watch on TV except other live dumb shows like the news or like 10-minute sports report on a line. All right, let's jump over from one all-star weekend to another. It was NHL all-star weekend. I don't really have. So I don't really. They broke it down into three teams: Team McKinnon, Team McDavid, Team Hughes, Team Matthew. Team McKinnon played Team McDavid, and McDavid won. In the Team Hughes against Matthews won, both in a shootout, and then in the final, so the two winners from the final, and it was actually Team Matthew that won 7-4. So Austin Matthews, he's an up-and-coming star that I always hear said throughout the hockey airwaves, the very little I pay attention to. So from what I hear, like Connor McDavid had the fastest slap shot. Again, they kind of do it like the NBA, skills and then the team. So from what I hear, the NHL All-Star Weekend is just a big hit amongst fans, and it appeared to be another big hit again. So, but we are back to regular games as of tonight. The Avalanche traveled to New York to take on the Rangers, and the Islanders travel to Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs. So, second half of hockey, like I said, wild card spots, tight. The Edmonton Oilers are hot. They play on Tuesday. They go to Vegas. 16-game winning streak on the line. So check in sometime later this week, and I will update you on how Edmonton is doing there. Not sure if the soundbite is working. It may have just worked. Okay, so in some Coach Harbaugh news, except this time it is Jay Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, or Jim Harbaugh's son, Jay. He was the special team coordinator for Michigan. He was expected to go to Los Angeles with his dad and be a part of that Chargers coaching staff. Well, he went to the NFL, but it is not with his dad in Los Angeles. It is in Seattle with one of his former coaching peers. That is right. Jay Harbaugh is going to Seattle Seahawks to coach under Mike Macdonald. They both coached together during that 2021 spectacular beat Ohio State, end the drought, enter the college football playoffs, and set Michigan on that trajectory to be one of 6 teams to go 15-0 in 2023 and be crowned 2023 national champions. I am a national champion. Harbaugh, 34, served in that role the past 5 seasons at the University of Michigan under his father, Jim Harbaugh. A report from Ann Arbor News last week stated that the younger Harbaugh was set to follow his father to Los Angeles, but will instead reunite with Macdonald on the staff. So, good things happening in Harbaugh. Would not be surprised if Jay maybe makes his way back to Michigan or finds himself his own team down the line. Jay was outstanding with special teams, except that if you watch that Rose Bowl, special teams were trash. Every other time, special teams have been really, really good for Michigan. Alrighty, let's get you all caught up on NBA action and then get you out of here. If we just drop it low back all the way to Friday, Portland went to Denver. Denver hosted Portland and came away with a 120-108 win. Nikola Jokic led the way with 27 or 27 points. The LA Clippers still are hot and rising up the standings. Also Friday night went to Detroit, which isn't very hard to beat Detroit. 136-125. Kawhi Leonard had 33 points on the season. Saturday, Brooklyn went to Philadelphia and won. Joel Embiid having surgery to repair his meniscus. That'll keep him out a couple months. He's done for the MVP race, Defensive Player of the Year, All-Pro, all of that. He's done with it. He's done in that. He will not be named to any of those teams. And right now, Philadelphia is sliding backwards because they lost to Brooklyn 136-121. In the highest scoring game of the night, Atlanta beat Golden State in overtime 141-134. Cleveland went to San Antonio and got a win 117-101 on Sunday. Boston continues to hum. Boston beat Memphis 131-91. They are the best teams in the East and one of the best teams in all of the NBA. Portland, it was kind of a home and home series. Portland went to Denver. Wasn't Portland just at Denver? Yeah. So all the teams just stayed in Denver over the weekend. So Sunday, Portland played again in Denver, and same result. 112-103, a Denver win. Nikola, these are so similar. 112-103. The other one was 120-108. Nikola Jokic on Friday night, 27 points. On Sunday, 29 points. Different leading scores for Portland. Scoot Henderson had 30 in a loss, and then on Sunday it was DeAndre Ayton with 27. So I like poeticness. That is very cool. Let's check in on. There we go. Let's check in on the NBA standings. In the Eastern Conference, it is still Boston all the way, now leading by 5 games over the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Milwaukee, by the way, 500. They lost their last time out. Now 5 back. Half game back of the Milwaukee Bucks are the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are on a 5-game winning streak. They are 9-1 in their last 10. The New York Knicks are just a game back of the Bucks, half game back of the Cavs, sitting at 6 back. They're also 9-1, but they lost their last time out. The Philadelphia 76ers are just 2 games out of second, game and a half out of first, 7 games back, 5-5 in their last 10, lost their last time out. Seeds 6 through 10 are separated by just 5 games. Seeds 6 through 8 are separated just by a game and a half apiece. Pacers, Magic, Heat, Bulls, Hawks, all in that order. But the Cleveland Cavaliers are the hottest team in the East and actually the hottest team in the NBA. Let's go to the West. The Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves are tied at the top. Thunder 8-2 in their last 10. Timberwolves 6-4 in their last 10. Thunder 3-game winning streak. LA Clippers just 1 game back of each of those teams. 8-2 in their last 10. 3-game winning streak. Denver Nuggets half game back of the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Half game up on the Clippers. 7-3 in their last 10 and on a 2-game winning streak. Everyone in the top 10 is on a winning streak except for the Dallas Mavericks, who are 3-7 in their last 10 on a 2-game slide. All right, so the top 4 are separated by just 1 game. Then 5 games back of first, 4 games back of, second, are the Sacramento Kings, 6-4, 2 games winning streak. Then seeds 5, 6, 7, 8 are separated by 3.5 games. That's the Kings, the Suns, the Pelicans, the Mavericks. The Mavericks are sitting at 8.5 back. Then 9.5 back are the Lakers. 10.5 back are the Utah Jazz. It is tight. Seed 11 would be the Rockets. They're 11.5 back. 12 games back are the Warriors. So 12 seeds right now vying for playoff positioning. It is awesome, and I love it. And that'll do it for this day's rendition of the 10-Minute Sports Report. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Do not forget to comment down below. Favorite sports car? Yeah. Again, remember, guy in his 30s running a podcast from his basement. So remember, be nice on the English. Or use big words and make me spend 15 minutes Googling them. I don't care. Either way, thank you for engaging. I do appreciate it. Go follow us on Instagram at 4th and 1 Podcast. All words spelled out. 4th and 1 Podcast. Not that hard, but you'd be shocked for those of you who don't pay attention. All right. I'm just playing around. See you guys next time. Know God loves you. I pray God bless you. Wash those hands, you filthy animals. Peace out.